weeds in it, but there's no wider, no better shape. You were lucky if you ever could do 20 miles an hour.
We lived on the Grundy farm. We went
What
back
number
on
is
Rock Road.
this?
This is no number.
We had to drive across a creek bed to get there
Okay,
from
now,
one direction.
I think we have to turn around here, y'all. What do you think?
somewhere down there, there's the stagecoach trail crossed. It dropped off back there, and it crawled up that bank, and that was the site of the original homestead. And Daddy used to take it up there. And that same house that was in that photograph, standing right there on the right hand side of the road.
Hey, I'm lost. Y'all know where I'm going?
Yeah, I know where you're going. I just don't know where I can get there all the time. Okay. The old Stagecoach Trail dropped off at that little branch. It crossed this little creek down here someplace, went up that hill, and up at almost at the top of that hill is where the original Lanham homestead site was. And that's the same house that you see in that photograph that everybody shows you. That's where that house was. It was an original log cabin. Now, when Daddy showed it to me, it had been dressed up a little bit. I remember the roof being covered with moss, but obviously it was.
Is that where Yoon was born, you think?
No.
Well, that's where the picture was with who is the baby? Scott is the baby?
That's where
I was born in Marion County.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where what's his name? Perry?
Perry G.
Perry G.
Who was the first one in the picture?
The picture was granddaddy, my grandfather.
Yeah. And then his
Richard
father.
Pies.
Richard Pies?
Yeah.
That was the first, he was the oldest guy?
Yeah.
He's the oldest person.
That's where Richard Pies lived. They owned all of the land over to the Beach River and all of the land that way to the Beach River. That was the grant. Now, that's the stories that Daddy would always tell me. Yeah. He never changed that part of the story. Some of the others he changed, but he never changed that.
What's the truth, you?
What?
He said,
What's the truth?
What did he say?
He said, what's the truth?
What's the truth?
Yeah.
Well, I have a different version, but I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, no, tell us, Yoon. They want to know. Tell us.
Well, the story that I hear, that all this land, okay, you know where the little grocery was at Thompsonville?
Yeah.
Okay. I was told that if you looked across the road,
Yeah.
that all the land that you could see
Yep.
belonged to the landowners.
That's what this is.
But it was not Richard Pies. It was whoever it was before Richard Pies.
I can't argue that part. I'm just saying
Levi.
the oldest one that I know, Daddy told me that was where the original house was, and that's where he would have lived. He told me that the guy, I think,
Levi was Richard Pius's
whoever
father.
it was,
Joe, are you hearing Karen?
Yes, I know.
Levi. Okay.
But you're interrupting my story. Okay.
Yeah.
What he told me was whoever had gotten cheated out of the money.
That was your great grandfather.
My great grandfather. That was his house while the old man lived.
Okay, so
Now,
they're
if that makes sense, that's what.
okay, they're the ones that went to Missouri and came back and
Yeah.
went back
Yeah.
to Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, it was not Richard Pies, because Richard Pies he stayed here, and when you're going to Thompsonville, on the right-hand side, there was a lane that went down the hill.
I'm going to take you down there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But this was the start of a homestead. Basically the start. I'm not sure how far back it went. It did follow that creek, according to what Daddy told me. Several times it followed that creek, the one that went to the left, and it went all the way to the Beach River. And you know, I'll show it to you later. So.
All right, be careful driving back.